Hi, and welcome to another one of my monthly lessons, Lick of the Month. And this month, March 2015, we're going to take a look at one of my favorite licks, which are these octave licks used by the great Buddy Guy. And I'm talking about Buddy Guy's playing back in the 1950s and 60s. Those are my favorite Buddy Guy recordings. And he often used these octave licks, which are really cool, in a couple of his slower tunes. And I've shown these before in another Classic Licks, one of my Classic Licks videos for old Buddy Guy stuff, but I'll show it to you again. This is a quick lick that you can pick up on and use almost right away in your blues playing. When I use examples in the key of B flat and A, so these are two keys that he played in quite a bit. And the lick sounds like this. Let me just mess around with it and then I'll show you. So what I'm doing, if you make an A minor shape, so make an A minor chord, it's really kind of a minor octave type thing. And this is the 7th or 8th fret of the 4th string. And then I've got my first finger on the top 3 strings, 1st, 2nd, 3rd strings of the 6th fret. And by itself, when I play the chord, it's a B flat minor. And what I'm doing when I pick that is I'm pinching with my pick and then getting the 4th and 3rd strings, and then I'm using my second finger, bare finger, on the 1st string. And so when I pinch, to start out the lick, I'm pinching the 4th string and the 1st string. And then I'm pinching the 3rd and 1st strings. And those, it's not really a scale, but that's kind of where he plays that lick. He starts with the 4th and 1st, and then the 3rd and 1st, and then he puts his ring finger on the 8th fret, and then slides it, or maybe uses his pinky, I don't know, to the 9th, and then back. And that's kind of the little octave scale run that he does. Something along those lines. Also, sometimes it sounds like he's bending within the octave, keeping that first finger anchored on the 6th fret, and then bending. Instead of sliding down to the 9th fret, he's going to bend up at the 8th fret on the 3rd string. All the while plucking the 1st and 3rd strings. And then winding up with the 4th and the 1st strings. Now that is a cool idea. And if you go to the key of A, you can do the same thing. G, any key, C, and come up with all sorts of different variations. Really like the sound of that. And that's how I'm pretty sure he's playing it. Some guys will play something like that. So if we're in B flat, and they'll play it here, where they're putting the ring finger on the 6th fret of the 1st string, we're in B flat still, 1st finger on the 4th fret, and then take the 2nd finger and hammer on, pull off on the 5th fret of the 2nd string. Something like that. But I think what he's doing, he's using that bassier 4th string. And that's how he's getting that sound. Now, on the tab, I put a variation where he plays the same thing in B flat, but he goes way, make sure I get this in the picture here, way up the neck. Actually, farther than that. So I'm taking my first finger to get B flat again, got it here with my first finger on the 6th fret. I've got to go all the way, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18th fret. That's a B flat. So I'm doing the same thing all the way up here, where I've got my first finger over the 18th fret. No, what is it? 18th fret. And then my second finger is going to get the bass, the 4th string, at the 20th fret. And then my second finger is going to go to the 20th and the 21st frets. really have to finger that carefully and pick aggressively to get that. And there's a tune called Leave My Girl Alone, where he goes back and forth between playing it down here. I think it's in the solo where he goes way up here. And you can do that. It's a lot easier, like if you're in G, to bring it and play it on the high notes. But he does it in B flat, and in A it's slightly easier. C or another key like that, forget about it. You're not going to be able to go that high. On the tablature, I tabbed the basic lick. I tabbed it on the high notes as I hear it in the tune Leave My Girl Alone. And then I put the introduction to a tune called I Cry and Sing the Blues, where he uses the octaves as part of his introduction to the song. And that tune is in the key of A. And I'll let you listen to that and figure that out. The tune is available on YouTube or iTunes or things like that. So that is my lick of the month for March. The Buddy Guy, what I call the Buddy Guy octave licks, pinching. And I call it an octave because in B flat, on the first string, that's a B flat. On the fourth string, that's a B flat. So we pinch them together. It's an octave. You can also get an octave from the sixth string to the fourth string. But I don't hear him doing much. It's mostly on the high string. And that's what makes that lick so cool. I'll be back again in April with another classic blues lick of the month. If you have any questions, comments about this one, let me know, and I'll see you again soon.